Yes. What's going on, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little evening stream for you lads and lasses. We're here to obviously preview the game tomorrow. Manchester United versus Newcastle United in the Premier League, 8 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be a raw one. Welcome into you all in the live chat. Thank you to all you legends getting in. How you all doing tonight? Thanks for joining. Sorry we're late, guys. Technical difficulties with the PC. Had to restart it about 3 times just for it to recognise my camera there. So that's what was the hold up. Apologies for keeping you waiting. Do us a favour at the start of the stream and smash that like button on it. Kate Cadet, what are you on about, mate? I've been seeing you writing in the live chat, mate. Call yourself a United fan, lad. What's the matter with you, my man? Everybody in the live chat, Alan Mawson, Disco Dave, Matt the Cat, Kingslayer, Mr. Leo G, Aaron, thank you for putting the link to the post in there on Twitter, on X. Do give us a little repost there. You can at the top of the live chat. Give us a cheeky little repost. You know it makes sense. Oh, you know it makes sense. How are you doing? Nihilist Beats there, top player. Alan Mawson, English Oak. Yes, let's go. Matt the Cat getting in there. Good to see you, Harv. Yes, what's happening there, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Right, so yes, smash the likes, share us around, hit the subscribe if you're new. Let's get stuck in. We are, of course, going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream here as well. But I'm just going to get you my spiel out first in regards to the game tomorrow. We've got a big game coming off, obviously, against Newcastle. They're all tough games right now. Evidenced by the last couple of fixtures we've had, getting duffed up to Wolverhampton blunderers, etc. We are a shit team right now, guys. We really are bad. Amorim's come in. He's had to sort of like reset the whole thing in terms of the system and the formation and trying to actually get some of these egomaniac players out the side and things like that. And it is having a detrimental effect at the moment because he's ruffling a few feathers. He's having to change things. Players aren't used to the system. Players aren't comfortable in the system. And so we're playing like absolute shite. It's not just, down to the recent weeks. Obviously, this has built up over a long time. We're just a bit of a crap team right now, guys. We're sort of, not really, but we're sort of in a relegation battle. I mean, yes or no, guys, of the chat. Yes or no, are Manchester United in a relegation battle? Yes or no? To me, it's definitely no. But if you look at the next few fixtures, crikey, we could actually be very close to the relegation zone if things do not go our way. We've got very tough games coming up, few very tough ones indeed. And if we don't get some points in them, we will be teetering on the relegation zone. So, teams like Arsenal, obviously tough time, Newcastle, Liverpool. You've got Southampton after that, which obviously is a winnable game on paper, but we can't seem to beat anyone at the moment. So, but I do think personally that Manchester United is just too big of a club, too star-studded of a squad, even though they're all shite at the moment, too star-studded of a squad to get relegated. Honestly, don't think we're going to be getting relegated, but a lot of people are sort of spinning that narrative at the moment. They want to see Man United getting relegated. Kate Cadet wants to see us get relegated. I mean, I don't really know why that would be. Explain yourself, Kate Cadet. So you want to see us get relegated? I sort of used to think just maybe, if we got relegated, it might be the catalyst for those Glazers to leave our football club. But in reality, when you think about it, they're not going to sell when their product is at its cheapest sort of situation, are they? They would wait for Manchester United to get back into the Premier League and, try and get as much money as they possibly could for the club, because something like that, even though it's a huge club, is obviously going to affect the value of the football club overall. So they're not going to sell if we get relegated, I don't think. They'll wait until the product is doing well before they look to sell. So I don't think that's going to help us, to be fair. Look, okay, maybe it will reset a few attitudes. Maybe it will get rid of a few of the shitbag players here that haven't performed for a long time. Obviously, we'll be getting rid of players. Players will be jumping ship, all that sort of stuff. But I don't really see the benefit of us getting relegated, to be perfectly honest. I'd much rather we don't do that, Kate, to be honest, lad. But fair play to you, lad. We've got a super chat here from Manchester City fan since 2011 here, who says, Piggy, we won, we back, woo. All right, okay, fair enough. Yeah, nice 2-0 win there. Still, you're not doing very well, though, are you, really, by your standards, mate? The drop-off is real, and now you've got to try and get some sort of a consistent run together. And you're still shite as far as I'm concerned, lad. You still had a shite season. Whatever. I mean, look, obviously, you're still loads of points ahead of us. That's the thing. We're closer to the relegation zone than we are to, like, you guys and trying to get European spaces. We're actually, like, only 7 or 8 points off the drop. So, yes, we are in a pathetic situation. Man United is bottle jobbing it hard right now. Amorim's got his work cut out for him. It's a very tough time, and he has to try and get these players to perform, and it's not easy because even his sort of big-name players in the squad are letting him down right now. You wouldn't necessarily think that Bruno Fernandes would be such a big problem for Amorim in this team since he's come in. You would have thought, oh, as a fellow Portuguese countryman and a star player, he may well go on and kick on and be fantastic again, Bruno Fernandes, straight away. That's what I thought was going to happen anyway, in this setup, in this system. But he's not comfortable in this setup of this system, and he's been making stupid decisions and errors, like getting sent off the other day, ridiculously, just after half-time, stitching us up for the game. But not just that game, obviously the next game, because now Bruno Fernandes is suspended. He's not in this game. So, you know, it's undeniable that Man United are having bottle jobs at the moment as some of our star players are letting us down. Rashford's not even in the mix because he's too much of a bad attitude melter. And so Amorim's had to just sort of bring him down a peg or two and maybe looking to move in on in January, obviously, generate some cash, buy some new players. We're in a real bad situation. Zayn Miassi, here he is. He says, Piggy, can you do a movie quiz in the future? Maybe based on James Cameron movies. Will you win more than you lose this season, Piggy? Oh, for fuck's sake. To answer your first question, probably not. Although there may well be, if we do another quiz soon, there may well be a cheeky round in there, which is, you know, movie-related or not football-related. But only be one round, Zayn, okay? It's not going to be the whole thing. And then in regards to lose more, no, I think we'll win more than we lose this season. We should hopefully be going on an upward trajectory very soon. It's going to take a lot of time, obviously, and work for Amorim and co to get some new players in, get some out, decide who's worthy of this new system and all of that. So, but I think as the season progresses, we will get better. We will get more stable. We will bounce back. Come on, United. That's my thoughts. Paul S., mate, thank you for the 1999 super chat there, you legend. He says, we're drowning in debt. And Ratcliffe is nicking pennies from charity. Absolutely fuming. Cut costs in player salaries, even through cancelling contracts or buyouts. Taking money from aging former players is disgraceful. Do you know what? INEOS and Ratcliffe and these guys, since they've come in, they've had a bloody mare, haven't they, lad? They really have. Thank you so much for that. Let's look at what you're discussing here real quick, because, you know, there is obviously quite a list of things that INEOS have done now. This is just a little few talking points here. Thank you for that, Paul. I'm just going to hide that behind that real quick. But thank you, Paul, very much for the super chat, you legend. Hang on. So if we get rid of that, then we'll be able to see this properly. There we go. So look, so far, some of the things that St. Ratcliffe has actually done is sacking hundreds of staff, wants fans to help fund a new stadium by significantly increasing prices of season tickets, terminated Sir Alex Ferguson's ambassadorial contract, cancelled Christmas party for non-paying staff and their families, cancelled charity donations for United Legends, which has been running since 1985, cut stewards' £100 bonuses and the £50 cash prize for the steward of the week, and now about to cut the funding for the Man United Foundation. I mean, what the fuck's this all about, to be honest? Goodness me, talk about taxing the poor. This is unbelievable. There's players, there's staff, there's absolute melters and underperformers at Manchester United on £375,000 a week, mate. And they're doing crazy shit, like stopping foundation payments and doing stuff like a £50 cash prize for steward of the week they got rid of and stuff like that. I mean, how petty and pathetic and disgusting does our football club have to be to take from the little people at the bottom of the club rather than these overpaid, overhyped prima donna dickbags at the top of the club? I couldn't agree more with what you said there, Paul, lad. This is piss poor from Sir Jimmy and INEOS, all of these things that they've been doing lately, and it's not gone unnoticed. What is this, Glazer shithousery 2.0? It's no good, is it, lad? I agree. So we want to be seeing money going into the football club, extra money spent on things like this to make the situation better for everyone and to hopefully, you know, strive for greatness and things, not spending it in just the necessary places and then pinching it from the unnecessary places. I think that's piss poor, lads. So, yes, well said there, Paul. Couldn't agree more. Very disappointed with how things are going at the moment. But obviously, you know, obviously we're going to hope for a different attitude towards this football club from INEOS and Sir Jim in regards to doing things like this, because there has been a backlash from the fan base, and it's not on. It's not on, mate. I do think this is very petty and very poor from our leadership at this football club to do this, especially right now with the way things are. It's a disgrace. Exactly, Andy Lomax, all those cuts and not one from a footballer. This is nothing new. Football has allowed for these obscene wages arguments we've got. Spot on, so true. You know, they don't have any lack of protection on their contracts, do they? They've got their 375k a week sealed in there, mate, until the end of the contract term. You're not wrong there. Zamiassi with another one. He says, why does champagne socialist Neville still back INEOS after the cost-cutting hypocrite? Well, I think because you've answered your own question there. As much as I like Gary Neville, he's a legend of the football club, he is a bit of a hypocrite, lad. You know, you're talking about somebody who was publicly critical of the Qatar World Cup and yet was going out there taking, you know, the money to cover the games and stuff. So there has to be a level of hypocrisy going on there from Gary Neville anyway. So, yeah, fair enough. But look, it's poor from INEOS. It doesn't really represent the average working man end of the day well, does it? It doesn't sit well with us because the amount of money that these overhyped players are paid, and they're taking it from the little people at the bottom, and I just think that is outright plain wrong. So, whatever, but it's many problems at this football club, but these do not help. This sort of turmoil at the football club in all different areas does not help. So yes, we've got a lot of issues with INEOS now, it seems, in their ownership of this football club. It's not on really, and hopefully we see some sort of a change. Just funnily, I did see this as well about a potential, you know, maybe it was INEOS pushing Rashford out because they want to cash in on him. Andy Mitten on if Marcus Rashford's been forced out by INEOS to save wages. He said no. I think the manager has had a big say there. I think he's doing it his way. Ruben Amorim is a smiling assassin. He's a disciplinarian. Yeah, so that doesn't seem like that to me. I'm sure if Amorim just come in with all the players we've got in our squad and the amounts of money that these players have played, he would be able to decide who he wants to keep and sell at the moment. And obviously he's dropped Rashford from his squad due to attitude, nothing else. So it may well be a convenient time to sell Rashford because he wants a new challenge. And he's obviously been playing like guff for us for a while and doesn't have a very good attitude. So it's an easy time to sell him. But I don't think he's been forced out by INEOS or any of these nonsense articles that you might be seeing. I think it's a case of, you know, he wants a new challenge because, well, he can't be asked with the hard work ahead at Manchester United because we are in a shit place, and he wants a little bit of Hollywood champagne successful lifestyle, going to play for some big fish in a little pond or something. I think that's what it's more likely all about, and obviously now we can try and sell him, try and get some new players in Jan. Sully Griffin with a super chat. Sully Griffin, I hope you're good, Sully lad. He says, if INEOS was a foreign owner, everyone would be up in arms about the cuts. This isn't how you run a business, let alone a football club. It's a slap in the face to all the everyday people there. Well said, Sully, and you're a pig in Liverpool scummer. You know what I mean, aren't you? Well said, Sully. I could not agree with you more. I think it is really poor from INEOS, all those things that we've seen. It's unnecessary. I mean, how much are they actually saving from taking a £50 a week Steward of the Week prize away? Well, we know how much they're saving. They're saving 50 quid a week, guys. That's £200 a month. That's £2,400 a year. I mean, goodness me, that doesn't even cover Marcus Rashford's golden toilet paper bill, does it? You know what I mean? Like, crikey, they are really taking it from the wrong places, aren't they? So I couldn't agree with you more. Very bad look, Sully Griffin. The amount of my £2,400 a year saved by not having Steward of the Week, which is literally a drop in the ocean compared to, I mean, what percentage of that, of Rashford's wages is there? 2% of 100,000 is, sorry, 2,000, 100%, 2,000. It's like, look at 6% of his wages or some shit. Not even that, sorry, not even that. It's not. I'm 0.6%, mate. It's fucking absolutely nothing in terms of Rashford's wages, is it? So there you go, really. Taking it from the wrong places. Absolutely unbelievable. Hey, how you doing there, MUFC Realist? What's going on, lad? He says, Pig, will 40k per year taken from the ex-players fund buy you a left-back, for fuck's sake? Exactly. It's not even really making much sense, is it? It's just scrimping and saving in all the wrong places. What will buy you a left-back is selling the shit left-backs that we've got. That's what will buy you a left-back, won't it? Or at least getting them off of our books. But nobody wants them because they're too shit, it seems. I mean, Luke the Puke Shaw, goodness me. Talk about the most illest, sickest sick note of all time. He makes Darren Anderton look like a specimen, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? He makes Ledley King seem like a stalwart. Luke Shaw is an absolute bottle job. If you could get him out, that would be nice. That would save money, etc. And, loads of other avenues of which they could generate money for this football club or save money. But like you say, 40k a year take from ex-players. I mean, that's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, MEFC realist man. So very disappointed with INEOS, very disappointed with all this news and all this bad PR and negativity that's shrouding INEOS and Manchester United right now going into these games. It doesn't help the situation at all. We're already struggling on the pitch. We don't need all of this extra added negative PR off of the pitch as well. So piss poor that from INEOS, guys. Let's ask the live chat, how do you think INEOS are doing right now so far since they've come in out of 10? They've taken over the football operations. How do you think INEOS are doing in terms of their management of this football club out of 10? 10 being as amazing as you could possibly imagine and 0 being proper gastastic. I mean, it's got to be closer to the 0 than it is anything else. It's probably a 1 out of 10 so far. 1 out of 10. They obviously could have got rid of Ten Hag in the summer, even though we won the FA Cup, which they should have done. They kept him. They spent more. They've spent 600 million on Ten Hag, essentially at the end of it. Anyway, not at the start because they weren't there. But they most definitely have wasted money and time, at the very least, by keeping Ten Hag and all this business and stuff that they've done. Fair play to you, Kate Cadet. I don't blame you, mate. I agree. They're all a bunch of absolute they don't really understand us, do they, Kate Cadet lad? They don't understand the average fan. That's it. They just care about the sort of the financials. And that's what they're looking at the end of the day, a lot of these. They're all the same, aren't they, these wanky owners and stuff? They're all the bloody same, it turns out. Reggie Shelton, thank you so much for that 199 super chat there, Reggie. Get in there, Reggie Shelton. Let's get some big old love in there for Reggie Shelton. Thank you, Reggie, for that. Much love to you, dude. By the way, we've got a few hundred legends in there. Make sure you give us a big thumbs up on the video. Give us a like spike. That'll help the stream out. It's free to do so. Leave a thumbs up. You know it makes sense. Get yourself subscribed. We're on our way to 87,000. Please do get involved. Bruce says the executive board should take a 20% pay cut. There you go. I couldn't agree more with you, Bruce. I think a lot of these players should be ashamed of the amount of money they're getting paid for the very little amount of input they're actually having into the team. I mean, we've got to try and move players on in January now. There's a few players that, in an ideal world, in a squad position in the team, you would maybe keep, but because of the amount of money that they're paid, they're not worth it. It doesn't make financial sense to keep them, especially when you're having to take 50 quid off stewards and stuff, or 40k off ex-players. So, like, Casemiro, for instance, I rate Casemiro. Casemiro's a good player. Doesn't seem like he's going to be really fitting too well and doing too much in Amorim's system long term. He's old as fuck now as well, and he's not that mobile and all the rest of it. So, get him gone. He's on free £400,000 a week, whatever it is. Get him gone out of the football club. See you later on. Bye-bye. He can have a nice golden payday over in Saudi Arabia, can't he? That's one player off the books. See you later on, Marky Gashford, lad. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for that one season where you were good amongst a whole pile of shite. Stay classy, lad. Enjoy playing for PSG, my son. Try and generate a bit of cash. Get some of these mugs off of our books. We're not going to do a lot of business in January getting rid of players, but let's try. By the way, thank you for that, Paul S. Lad. He says all of these cuts don't approach the amount that they paid Ten Hag to leave. Damn right. Maybe that's where they're trying to sort of siphon it back from, aren't they? 14 million golden handshake out the door. Thank you very much, says Eric the Dutch Kojak. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Couldn't agree more. Mate, Arias Velez says, as a Liverpool fan, you should sign Edison, brackets Atalanta, Robinson, Fulham, and try to get David Sheely, Saint Etienne, Sarah, Galatasaray, solid players. Get in there, Arias Velez. Are you looking for a job, mate? Are you looking for a job, lad? I hear Manchester United are trying to increase their quality in their scouting network there, Arias Velez. But you have to be prepared to work for £17.50 a week, lad. Are you prepared to do so? You know what I mean? Because these guys, they're fucking stingy, scrimping bastards. Arias, thank you very much for that, lad. I appreciate you. Also, Stu Ray getting in there raw. Says that Piggy INEOS has piss poor public relations despite having billions, making the club look like twats and also having us look gash on the pitch. Well said there, Stu Ray, lad. I mean, we've gone through the list of all the things that they've done. The public relations, like you say, goodness me, how bad are they in terms of public relations? Or do they just simply not care? I mean, how stupid and sort of like, what's the word? Ignorant do you have to be really to not understand the sort of effect that will have on a fan base when you're taking money off of the little people and still giving all of the money to the rich bastards at the top, mate. Couldn't agree more. That is piss poor PR, mate. The public relations are in the shitter, and INEOS did have a chance at this football club to take the reins and to do things with a fresh approach, and they were, obviously nobody was like just instantly satisfied with INEOS. No, we have to see something from them, but now they've gone down a whole bunch of notches, haven't they, since they started? They could have gone a new, fresh approach. They could have done things well, and all they've overseen really is Manchester United's descent down the Premier League at the moment so far, whilst at the same time making cuts in not the most important areas and alienating the fan base even further. Nice one, INEOS. They're taking the piss, aren't they? I mean, well said there, lad. I think it's an absolute joke. Yeah, fix the damn rat infestation hygiene standards at Old Trafford. There you go, it's everything, mate. Fucking leaking roofs during press conferences, leaking roofs during matches, fucking mice infestations, bringing the hygiene rating down. Goodness me! It's one thing after another. It's one thing after another, isn't it? It's absolutely insane. What's happening there, Stephen, lad? Berber getting in there raw as well. Why is it a champagne day? That's no something to do with Rashford, is it? I mean, Rashford out of the football club has to happen, doesn't it? It has to happen, really. That ship has sailed. There's some talking point about whether or not Rashford should be included in the game against Newcastle tomorrow, right? So, yeah, there you go. Rashford's been out with multiple managers, exactly. So Rashford, in terms of his situation, he's been known now to be having a bad attitude all the way back to Ollie and before and stuff, And obviously, since the last few seasons, he just hasn't really pulled his weight at all since that 130-goal season. So his attitude stinks. All of the managers since Ollie have had issues with him, butted heads with him, had to deal with his piss-poor attitude. Get out of our football club, you egomaniac child. There you go, I agree. Berber, you called it since day one, my son, to be fair. I was still trying to back him up, saying, he's bank born and bred. He scored 30 goals. Let's let him have a future at the football club. But the guy's attitude stinks. He saunters around on the pitch out there half the time. His head drops. He's not a Manchester United player. He's got qualities, he's got abilities. He'll probably go away to wherever he's going to go in the end here in January and absolutely smash it for ages. He'll smash it. Yeah, because he's got great talents and he's got great abilities. But guess what? He doesn't have the bottle and the professionalism to keep it going too long, does he? And have the consistency to perform. So it'll just end up being a melter at some point again, no doubt. So I'm not bothered about that whatsoever. But there are some calls from various places for Rashford to have maybe been considered for this game tomorrow against Newcastle. I mean, look at his record versus Newcastle. He's played 14 against them. We won 8 of them, drawn 2, lost 4. He scored 5 goals and got 3 assists. We're not even really going to miss Rashford's goals that much. I say that, he's actually our joint top scorer at the moment this season. But how? He's been shite. He's been absolutely shite. That doesn't tell the whole story, does it really? No. But that is a sad indictment of the rest of the squad, obviously, and where everybody else is in terms of goal scoring. But yeah, obviously I don't think Rashford should be starting tomorrow. I don't think Rashford should be starting for us ever again, really. He wants a new challenge. Go and get your new challenge. Let's work on a deal, an exit deal here where we can get some money, where we can reinvest that money under, Amorim and get him a player or two that he wants in this January transfer window. And then, I think that money would be better used. The Rashford money, the wages, and the amount we can get in terms of transfer fee would be better used elsewhere, wouldn't it? Mate, Reggie, thank you very much for that super chat. You guys are going absolutely ham out here on the super chats there. Cheers for getting your thoughts in there. Remember, we are going to have a Q&A at the end, everyone, so you can get your thoughts and opinions in there. You don't have to send a super chat. You don't have to sit on a golden cushion to watch the show, guys, and get involved. But obviously, I'm just going to say all my shite, and then we'll get into the Q&A and read everybody's comments out. But Reggie says, Carrick has got us into the top 6 with very little signings and many injured. I'm worried about losing him. His managerial career is going so well. Mate, fair play. Carrick is clearly a talented coach. He did well for us for a few games when he oversaw things. You can't sort of look too much into that, but he did. And then obviously since he's gone to Middlesbrough and stuff, he's had a good old time of it, lad. So I think Carrick, one day, future Manchester United manager. Look, you can't go from where he's at now to Manchester United, but if you work your way up the ranks, I think you are going to lose him at some point, aren't you? Unless he gets you promoted into the Premier League, I think there probably will be like a Premier League team that comes a knock-in for Michael Carrick probably in the summer. That's my personal opinion. So, yeah. But obviously great future in the game, I think, Michael Carrick, and a heck of an underrated dude in terms of what he did for Manchester United as well. Great player, great player. Absolutely brilliant player. Right, let's get into the sort of the game tomorrow, the team lineups, the team news, injury news, all that sort of stuff. We've gone over the INEOS issues. Once again, if you haven't seen it, it's just an absolute disgrace. The list of everything that INEOS has done and overseen since they come here. A lot of negative stuff, a lot of bad things in regards to public relations with the fan base and things that don't sit well with people. So that is piss poor from INEOS, to be honest there, guys. Very poor. Amorim says, when I took on this role, I knew I was taking on a significant amount of work. If we are to deliver the long-term changes we want for Manchester United, we need to take it step by step. Let's get behind Ruben Amorim, mate. I like him. I think he seems like a bit of a don at the moment. Okay, we've lost like 5 out of 9 or whatever it is. We're obviously not doing well in terms of results. He's trying to like miraculously change everything in terms of the whole system and structure. That's very noble. That needs to be respected. He's not just trying to do things, by halves here. He's really trying to lay the foundations for the long term. There's always going to be a bit of time when we have to eat a shit sandwich here, where we learn the system, where we learn the players that are capable of playing in the system, the ones that have the right ego, the ones that have the right attitude for Amorim. That's all going to take time. And he needs to sign players. So I just think we need to just back Amorim all the way this season. Okay, you can start to judge him next season, really. Start to judge him then, once he's had a little bit of time to shape the side, once he's signed 1 or 2 players. Let's start judging him next season. I'm not even judging the guy this season. What's the point? What is the point of doing that? Zamiasi says, why did you sell Elanga? Oh, he's better than Holyland. He's having a great season. What about them, though, eh? Nottingham Forest up into, second position in the league, mate? It's absolutely insulting to us. and everybody, fair play to Nottingham Forest. I'm loving seeing it, in all fairness. They're doing brilliant. But yeah, Elanga in the end, crikey. Imagine if we'd have just kept hold of Elanga and not bought Anthony Dos Santos, we'd have probably been much better off in a lot of ways. Absolutely. Carrick is English, that will cause a problem with other Man United fan channels, certainly a prominent big channel. What? I don't know if it will, really. MUFC Realist getting in there with 100 sex super chat. Thank you so much for the 100 sex. Oh, yes, he says, let's get the facts straight. Old Trafford isn't mice infested, it's Ratcliffe infested. Paying £66 to watch 14th in the league. Rashford will start tomorrow to increase his January transfer value. Do you reckon? That's bold, isn't it? Imagine if they did that. Thing is, they run the risk of him picking up some sort of gash knock or something, and then they won't be able to sell him in January, That's the concern for me. Ratcliffe infested is about right from what we've seen so far. I'm very gutted that another person sort of come in here and doesn't seem to be doing what's best for the overall interest of the football club. Ratcliffe is a bit of an infestation at the moment, mate. He's brought the hygiene rating down. He does look like if you gave him a brown paper bag with a brown bottle in it, and he wouldn't be too far out of place on a park bench somewhere, would he, that guy, at the best of times? So it wouldn't surprise me necessarily that he's brought the mice with him. But Rashford, okay, let's deal with that. Let's deal with that topic. Will Rashford start tomorrow, guys? I'm going to say no, because I think Ruben Amorim's sticking to his guns on this one, and he doesn't want that sort of negativity and that bottle job mentality in the side. And it does set a bad precedent as well if you just allow this player power to just run riot. You have to be the disciplinarian. You have to be the daddy of the situation. So I think he's going to sack him right off, and then hopefully make an example out of him. Yeah, make an example out of him. Maybe show everyone, hey, look, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're on big money, whether you're a star of club and country, we can sack you off if your attitude's not 100%. So I hope not, anyway. But you never know, MUFC Realist. Who knows? Mate, Arias Velas, thank you so much for getting in there, lad. Scout report, Ribeiro sporting on loan, young talent needs development, fits Amorim's system, slots well with Menu, Aina for Forest, good shout too. Mate, I like your style there, Arias Velas, getting in there, lad, sporting on loan. I wonder if we could do something like that. Maybe there won't be a lot of transfer movements going on with permanent transfers this Jan, but maybe 1 or 2 coming in on loan, also maybe 1 or 2 going out on loan. Perhaps you do see Rashford loaned out to somewhere. Maybe you see Casemiro or something. Maybe it is a loan situation where they're just sort of covering wages with options to buy. Exactly, Barry Postlethwaite. Yes, the coach is not the problem. It can't be the coach every single time. What's going on there, Minoda? How you doing? Wow, Mo Salah, absolutely unbelievable, Minoda? Fair enough, the stats are undeniable. Can't believe they won 5-0 again today. It's pissing me off, mate. It really is. Zane says, I don't want Rashford. We're getting Kudu. Fair enough. I wouldn't want Rashford right now either if I was you or any sort of top side in the Premier League personally. I just wouldn't. I look across to him and I see a bad stinking attitude, guys. Even if he is good and stuff and has had some good seasons, he's not all that. He's not all that. He's not one of the best players in the world, is he? Nowhere near. Mate, thanks for that, Zane. Sully says, I appreciate you calling that bullshit out with INEOS Pig. Hopefully the average working person at Man United won't have to suffer the more people call it out. Hopefully there are consequences for it. Spot on, Sully. I hope we see a reaction from it. You know, I hope we see a U-turn in terms of cutting funding for ex-players, saving 40k a year and all this guff. Like, literally drops in the ocean at Manchester United. I hope we see a turnaround in, you know, steward bonuses and all the other things we've gone through today. I hope we see them do a U-turn on a lot of this stuff, because it is poor from the leadership of this football club to just do that. Absolutely disgraceful. So let's see what you guys are saying here. Yes, Berber says, hope Rashford's played his last game. Him and his PR circus can go play for Leicester. Yeah, if they want him, come and get him. I couldn't agree more, lad. Lee Shan says, hell no, better not. No. Manchester lad, my arse. He had a Chelsea season ticket. Not even in the squad for me. Yes, says Arsenal Manic. Rashford not dressed for tomorrow. Yeah, fair enough. No. Yeah. Anyway, it's unlikely. It's unlikely that he gets involved in the game, but you never know. You know. Yeah, in other words, Amorim needs to crack a few eggs to make an omelette. Question is, will he get the bacon to go with it in January? Oh, goodness me. He might get the vegetable oil to go along with it, but I'm not sure we're going to get the bacon. We'll see. But I hope that we do see some new quality coming in, you know, like a Ugarte type player to help score us some goals. We're going to be losing goals in the team. I mean, whether or not you like it or not, Rashford is the joint leading scorer this season, and he's actually got the most goals from open play, not penalties as well. So we've got to replace those goals from somewhere, even though he's not scored a lot of goals, but he does score some goals. We need to replace goals. We're going to have to get goal scorers. Yes, exactly. I know. Exactly, Mr. Potus. I think somewhere reports are that there's up to a couple of hundred staff that have been let go in various different places since they've come in. I mean, they have been chopping and changing everywhere. But the most important parts of the team, which is actually the shit players, get them gone. Save the most money. Mate, Xander, thank you for that, lad. Get in there, Xander, lad. He says, with Trent rumoured to be Madrid bound, are Man United going to try and steal him? No, mate, because he's a Liverpool scumbag, lad. You know, it's not the most common thing, is it? We could probably count on a couple of little fingers the amount of players that have gone from there to there. It's you know, I mean, in fact, I can't really think of any right now, to be honest with you. Obviously, Michael Owen played for both, but he had obviously spells from Real Madrid and all sorts in between. So it's not quite the same. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say no. I don't think that is gonna happen. No. But interesting shout. Zay Miyasi says Salah's the best player in the world. He deserves more credit, and I think people are biased as he's from Egypt and not Europe. I mean, it's hard to really disagree with the fact that he is right up there. You look over the last 5-6 years, I mean, his stats are kind of undeniable in terms of goals created and in terms of goals scored in the Premier League for his team. He's right up there with anyone. Quality player. You know, I'd have him certainly in the top 5 players in the world right now. Absolutely, I would. Maybe even in terms of form and stuff right now, probably right up there. I mean, yeah, I can't really disagree with you, to be fair. If you actually look at the impact that he has for his team, how big of a player he is for them, how big he is for Egypt as well, and how important he is for them, and also, you know, his stats. It's kind of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to disagree with you. Salah is actually quality. You know, as much as I've hated it over the years, he is a class act, isn't he? He's an absolute class act. And he will go down in history as one of the Premier League's greatest players, definitely, yeah. I don't know about that whole him being from Egypt and not Europe thing, but that does apply to a lot of players. You know, like when you look back upon the greatest players of all time, if you played for a smaller nation or whatever, it's like they don't get quite as revered as, you know, people who play for Brazil or people who play for Italy. So there's definitely some element to that, definitely, yeah. But end of the day, you know, who gives a shit? He's a Liverpool scummer. But I have to say, that front three over the years, that will go down. The Firmino, the Mane, and the and Salah front three for Liverpool. That was a formidable front three. That will go down, you know, that will go down as one of the best, to be honest. So, yeah, fair enough. Nice comment, Amy Assey, but can we get it back onto Manchester United, please? MP, thank you for the super chat there. He comments, it's cold in Manchester, minus 2022, minus 22. Oh, get out. Exactly, Roshmano. Why are we discussing these absolute complete scummers? Because Amy Assey's banging 199s down on the table, that's why. He says he works hard and humble, model professional. Nice, why don't you try taking a leaf out of Mo's book then, Zane? You know what I mean, lad? No, he is very, very much a quality player for them, isn't he? No doubt about it, mate. Yeah, fair enough. Let's get into the team lineup, guys. Let's get into the team lineup stuff. So this is what Amorim said. When I look on this role, I know he's taking on a significant amount of work. He knows it's going to be a long road ahead. Let's take a look at the team lineup, predicted team lineup. We do have a few players out. Let's just have a look at the players who are out at the moment. So, actually, before I do that, let's have a look at the form guide. So, going into this in terms of Premier League form guide, we're in the shitter. Manchester United have got the 15th worst form in the league. So, even worse than our actual position in the league. That's in terms of form. We did beat Everton 4-0. Lost 2-0 to Arsenal. Lost 3-2 to Nottingham Forest. Beat City 2-1. We lost 3-0 to Bournemouth and then lost 2-0 to Wolves. That's our last 6 games of form in the league. That's pathetically gash. Newcastle, on the other hand, they've been on an upturn. They were having a rough start at the start of the season, but they turned it around. Eddie Howe's a very good coach. They're now playing some nice stuff, free-flowing stuff, scoring goals, Isak in form, you know. They're confident. This is going to be a tough game, guys. In terms of the form, they're now 6th in the form table of the Premier League, having drawn against Palace, drawn against Liverpool, lost to Brentford, and then beat Leicester 4-0, Ipswich 4-0, and Aston Villa 3-0. That's their last 3 games in the league. So they're absolutely flying at the moment. This is going to be a tough old game. Tough old game for Manchester United, and based on that form, man, let's get some predictions in there. I am going to say, and I don't say this lightly because obviously I want to see us win, but I don't think we are going to win. I think we're going to lose this one, probably 2 or 3-1. 2 or 3-1. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think we're going to get done. The fact that it's at Old Trafford as well, I don't think really helps us. It doesn't help us anymore like it used to. In fact, it probably adds just that little bit of extra pressure as well. Like we saw against Bournemouth the other day when they came. It was so easy in the end for them to come away with 3 points and the 3 goals in front. So I don't think it really helps us that much at the moment, guys. So I'm pretty much resigned to the fact that they're flying at the moment, they're on the upward trajectory, and we're going down. That's sort of what I'm looking at the moment. I don't see any other result. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope Manchester United can get the job done and cause an upset, because even though we're United at home, it probably would be an upset right now. People are expecting us to be involved in a relegation battle. I don't think it's going to get to that point. But if we lose the next few games against big teams, it's quite possible, isn't it? So we have to try and get a result. A win would be huge for us. Obviously, we're going to try and remain positive here. A win would be absolutely huge for us and, you know, maybe give us a bit of a boost. Sully says, Anthony Robinson at left-back has been linked to both Liverpool and Man United. He plays at Fulham. I know you don't watch them, but what do you think, Pig? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch a lot of Fulham, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, other than, like, watching... I don't watch a lot of any other teams live that much, to be honest, other than watching, like, Match of the Day and things like that. But left back, in my opinion, is definitely the position, one of the positions. Well, we need a goalkeeper, we need a striker, and we need a left back, in my opinion, because Dalot, he's not a true left back, and he hasn't looked overly comfortable in that position so far this year for us. He does have some good games there, but his best position, in my opinion, is on the right. Left back is the highlighted position that we have to go and get someone in. So I do agree with that. I do think that left back's an important position to strengthen. I think we got to get a goalkeeper because Onana's just too error prone now. The confidence is shot and he's a melter. And I think we've got to get a goal scorer as well, a striker, to try and actually bring some goals into the side, because look, Højlund, as much as I think he's going to develop into a good player, isn't quite there yet. Xerxes absolutely Gasharama so far. And we've got Marcus Rashford leaving the football club potentially, who scored the most goals for us this season jointly. So, yeah. So, I would say those positions are to be strengthened, lad. But get in there, Solly Griffin, my lad. Thank you for the super chat, lad. Zamey Assey says, Piggy 30 bet, Isak scores. I'm not taking that bet with you, Zane. Firstly, because I could probably get better odds at the bookies. And secondly, I do think Isak probably will score. And also, thirdly, you don't repay your bets anyway because you're a cheating, welching bastard, lad. So, there's no way I'm taking that bet, lad. Nice one. Yeah, Rushmano, Cassie in midfield. I know the lack of mobility there is bad, isn't it, guys? It's bad. Thank you very much for that, though, Zane, getting in with some absolute raw guff as always. Arias Vela says, you want me to find goalkeepers? I got you. Watch for chat. Okay, Arias, thank you, mate. Thank you. Well, in terms of goalkeepers, Man United needs to sign goalkeepers. Isn't that Georgian goalkeeper I like, isn't he lined up to go to the Scousers now, which is a real shame? Isn't that right, guys? That Mamadashvili or whatever his name is, I like him. Also, I like Donnarumma. It would be great to see us go get someone like Donnarumma. I think it's really, really class. We need to get somebody who's got proven experience and is pretty much guaranteed to be a top keeper when we get them. There's always a risk, I suppose, but yeah, I don't like the current goalkeeper too much, my friends. Right, this is my prediction lineup then. Oh, sorry, let's have a look at your predictions for the game. Sorry, my bad, guys. Let's have a look. Let me scroll back up, see what you guys are saying. So, G-Wolves going 2-1 United. Minoda's going 3-0 to United. I'm guessing that's United, is it? 2-1 United. Draw. 4-1 to Magpies, sadly. 2-2. 3-0 to Newcastle. 5-0. 2-1 Newcastle. Draw, 5-0 Newcastle. Oh, goodness me, imagine that, lad. Rajat says 1-0, 2-1, 1-1, 4-0 Magpies, 4-1 Newcastle, 2-0 the Toon, 8-0 the Toon, 3-1 Newcastle. You see, a lot of you guys, unfortunately, are feeling the same as me right now. It's like we are struggling. Yes, Berber says 4-2 to Newcastle, sad face, 3-0 Magpies, 2-1 to United. Go on, Ryan. But, yeah, Rush Barlow says 2-0 to Newcastle. Look, we just have to be kind of realistic at the moment. As we've just gone over the form, United's 15th in the table in terms of form. Newcastle are 5th or 6th in terms of form. They're on an upturn. They're scoring goals. It's not going to be easy. So I do think we'll lose the game. Let's hope for a nice upset, though. Okay, lineup-wise, we are without a few players. Obviously, people like Luke Shaw absolutely melting and injured. Lindelof melting and injured. We know about them. But Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte, obviously, without them due to suspension. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing right now. Well, with Ugarte, it's definitely a bad thing because Ugarte's actually been pretty good for us this season and he really has solidified himself in that midfield, and Casemiro doesn't really necessarily fit, as I say, Ruben Amorim's system the same way because of his lack of mobility and stuff, even though he's a class experienced player. So I think if the lineup's going to look something like this, I don't think we're going to see anything too miraculous in terms of changes or playing youth or anything like that. I think it will be Onana in goals, Martinez, Slabo Maguire. I would actually keep playing him as the centre-back, even though he had a bit of a ropey game last time out. I think Slabo's been one of our better performers in terms of the defence this season. I've not been impressed with Martinez. De Ligt's been good, absolutely, but, is he 100%? And obviously Lenny Yoro getting him in there, getting that youth in there, getting him with some experience in there. I would go with, well, not necessarily me, but this is kind of what I think Ruben might be doing, is sticking with Slabo Maguire because he's been performing for him, because he's been playing well for him to a degree. I would say that might be a possibility. Dallow's probably going to be playing left back, isn't he? Or left wing back, sorry, left on the left side. Mazrui on the right. You've got Mainu and Casemiro in the middle coming in for Ugarte, who's obviously out, and Bruno Fernandes is out. So we've gone with Diallo, Garnacho in behind Højlund. That's the sort of team lineup that I'm expecting to see. There may well be, a few differences there. Maybe De Ligt is in there or whatever. But I just got a feeling that Slabo's going to start. I've got a feeling that that's going to be the case. And I don't even think it's that bad of an idea at the moment based on who we're playing. As we've discussed about Maguire and his strengths, as long as there's not a lot of space between Slabo's big slab and the goalkeeper, then he's quite a good defender. He's a good low block defender because he's got that strength, that size. He can play out from the back. So he's quite good at clearing balls away, winning headers and things like that. He is good at that. But when you're expected to sit on the halfway line high up against teams, that's when he becomes very vulnerable, when there's a lot of space in behind, because he is slow and his position is not the best. But when you're sort of going to be hemmed in a bit, which we might be against Newcastle have been scoring a lot of goals lately and doing well, battered Villa 3-0 last time out and stuff like that, he'll probably be decent. So I think he's probably the right sort of player to play against a team like Newcastle right now, where he can be more of a low block defender at times. So yeah, the other bone of contention, I guess, is Garnacho coming in there. He's been shite lately. Could be a big chance for him. Maybe it won't be Garnacho starting, but also Mason Mount's out injured. Of course, he's another one, isn't he? Of course, he's out injured still. So yes, but there you go, guys. Garnacho, Diallo's been in good form, but obviously nobody's looked too great last couple of games. It's just not a very good lineup right now. It's really not. After a couple of years under Erik ten Hag and going in that direction and allowing him to spend and shape the side, we've ended up with we've ended up with a pretty bang average team, in all fairness. We kind of have. The squad's just not there. Yes, we are without a few players right now. Once the Rashford situation sorted and maybe we've replaced him, we'll have another big star player, goal scorer in the team soon. You know, Casemiro might be going. Various players might be going. We're going to have to bring in a few more. So hopefully this will change, but it's just not a very good team, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, yes, Mazraoui's been in fantastic form for us. Yoro's a little kid. Andre Onana's got cheese graters for hands. And, you know, very much holes all in them there. And he just concedes goals for fun. Maguire, well, as much as he has been good for us for a while and has a fantastic attitude and is a professional, he's just a bit of a bang average player, if we're being honest. He is good, but he's, you know, we know the issues with Mags. Martinez, the butcher, his sausages have been stinking up the gaff lately, guys. Goodness me. I'm going to be going to Marks and Spencer's to get my fucking butcher sausages at the moment because his sausages stink. He's got to step up big time, the butcher, doesn't he? Dallo, not truly a left-back, should be playing on the right side probably. He's not looked that comfortable at left-back. Issues. Mainoo's been a bit hot and cold lately as well, but he's a young kid. Casemiro probably doesn't fit this system properly really anyway right now, and he's over the hill and far away, and he's on huge money, and he's not putting the input into the club to pay off that money or justify that money, so it needs to be sold. Garnacho, well, he's a young kid. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Diallo's been in great form, and Højlund, I think, has got a good career, but the team is just nowhere near where it needs to be. There's not a world-class player in there at all, really. Maybe in a few years, but not right now. So we have turned into a bit of a shit side, guys, to be honest, when that's the sort of best team that you can put out against Newcastle United. Bad, isn't it? Oh, Lunnin, yeah, Unai Simon, Lunnin, yeah, I rate that Lunnin, you know. Good shout there, lad, thank you very much, not bad, thank you for your scouting there, Arias. Please do contact Manchester United's admin team there, lad, to see if they're interested in receiving your application for a new scout, as long as you're prepared to work for free. Thank you, Ryan G, for subscribing to the channel. Yes, Ryan. Hey, if you guys are new, like Ryan G, give us a big subscribe. Click the subscribe down below there if you're new, like this wolf scummer. Now, fair play, Ryan. Yes, hit the subscribe and smash the like there. Zane says, Duke, since when is Canada ever known for their football? Arsenal C team beats Canadian first team. Your football is good as your PM. Same Yassi, hey, remove that comment, guys. You know, remove that comment, mods. There's no need for it, is it, Same Yassi, lad? You don't need to bring politics into this shit, bro. You know what I mean? That's absolutely bang out of order, lad. Get in there, Rushmano, lad, yes. You know, there's no need to bring politics into it, is there? I mean, Canada isn't necessarily known for their football, to be perfectly honest. No, let's be real about that. I think they've got more of a history in what? Ice hockey? All right, thank you anyway. So, yes, guys, let's give this team lineup a rating out of 10. And 10 being the best possible lineup you could have back in the day under Alex Ferguson, with fucking Cantona in there and, you know, bloody Scholes and Keane and Beckham and all that. You know, that's number 10. And what is 1? 1 is, well, probably something similar to what we've put out lately. 1 is the Derby County side that got relegated when Robbie Savage was in their team. That's 1. That's the 1. Okay, rating. I would say that this is a 4. You know, this is not a great classic United lineup at all, is it? 3's is, but yeah, 1, 4, 5 lineup, 3, 2 at best, 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 4, 2 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Okay, thanks, guys, getting in there. Basically, we're all in agreement. This is a poor moment for Manchester United, and in January, we have to try and get some movement done. See you later on, Rashford. Get some new players in. Hopefully, maybe you can move Casemiro on. That will clear off some big wages off the books, and then sign some new players, and hopefully we'll get what we need. I'm just going to go over everything we just discussed very quickly in this video. Then I'm going to get into the live chat for a Q&A. So stick around, everybody. Amorim, significant work ahead. Reports that, you know, Rashford is not being forced out of the club by INEOS to save wages. It's down to his big stinking attitude, basically, that he's had under all the frigging managers. INEOS have been stitching up Manchester United in a lot of ways, or certainly people associated with Manchester United, and just alienating themselves from the fan base even further with a PR shitstorm by making all of these guff decisions since they first come in. Sacked hundreds of staff, wants fans to help fund a new stadium by significantly increasing prices of season tickets, terminated Sir Alex's ambassadorial contract, cancelled Christmas party for non-playing staff and their families, cancelled charity donations for United Legends, which has been running since 1985, cut stewards' £100 bonus and the £50 cash prize for Steward of the Week, and now about to cut the funding for the Manchester United Foundation. You what? INEOS are having a stinker. They really are not really respecting the average man or woman who supports Manchester United and just thinking about saving a few pennies in the wrong places. I was about getting that prima donna shitbag Marcus Rashford off the bloody books first, who's on 375k a week, rather than trying to save a few quid from fucking Doris the tea lady or whatever. So piss poor that, guys. That's piss poor. So there's INEOS issues at the moment, folks. That's basically it. In terms of the players out, as I said, Mason Mount's out, Luke Shaw's out, Lindelof's out, Bruno's out, Ugarte's out. Big games, big opportunities for people like Garnacho. Of course, absolutely. And will we see a performance from Casemiro? Casemiro's going to be coming in there, isn't he? Because of Ugarte being out injured. So it's going to be an interesting game, but we're not going to be at full strength. And even if we were at full strength right now, we are really low on confidence, and there's every possibility that we'd get battered anyway by Newcastle, who are a good side. So yes, it's going to be a struggle. I think we're going to lose 2-1, maybe 3-1. So I think we're going to lose, guys. Sadly, that's the case. We're going to, of course, be doing a watch-along for it on the channel tomorrow night. Come and join us about half an hour before kickoff. Right, let's get into the comment section. Thank you, everyone who's got in here. Let's see what you guys are saying then. We're going to stick around for, a little while here and discuss it. Steve Johnson says, as a Canadian, I approve of Zane's message. Hey, fair enough. I mean, they're not known to be a football powerhouse. Paul S., thank you for that. He says, I love Martinez, but we need a big physical backline who win aerials so we get killed on set pieces. Yeah, true. I mean, certainly in terms of aerial prowess, a backline maybe of Maguire in the middle with De Ligt and De Ligt and Euro is definitely better physically in terms of aerially and stuff. We have seen Martinez found out in a lot of ways just from his height lately. I saw that Berber lad. That's got to be a joke post. I saw that though. There's a rumour Jim wants us to play Old Trafford, play daytime games without any floodlights to save cash. I wouldn't put it past these toe rags, lad. But I assumed that was a joke post when I saw it. At least I assumed it was. Rushmano, thank you for that super chat, Rushmano, you legend. Let's go. He says, I've just put Zane's super chats into Google Translate and they came back as guff. Which is understandable. What language were you translating it into? So English to Guna or something. That's awesome. Nice one, Rushy. Get in there. Hey, Tactical Devils, big up, you legend. Hope you're doing well. Newcastle coming up, not feeling optimistic. Me neither. Neither is about 70-80% of this live chat so far tonight either. We all kind of think that Newcastle are just in a better place right now under Eddie Howe, and they're flying, and well, not flying, but they've won the last few games in a row in the league and are looking good. We all think it's going to be a tough day at the office, to be fair, they're Tactical Devils, just like it was for me in that quiz the other night, lad. Bone of contention. Remember the first question, Jarvis? That's all I'm going to say. I didn't lose, mate. I drew, technically. Rushy, thanks for that, lad. Right, let's get into the chat here then, folks. Yes, have INEOS over-fried the bacon? I like it crisp, but this is too burnt. This is inedible, isn't it? In fact, it's not even been cooked yet, MFC Realist. I don't think it's crispy. I don't think it's burnt. It's fucking raw. Gordon Ramsay would have a field day on this INEOS bacon right now, lad. It's absolutely raw. Hi there, wonderful horseshoe. Big up yourself. Nah, you're all right. Good luck tomorrow, though. Yeah, we ain't losing, Piggy. We're going to get Muller cornered. I do worry about that. Our set piece defending on corners is awful, isn't it? Do they call it football there as well or no? They probably call it soccer. Mate, thank you, Melissa Smith. You crack me up. You know you log on 5 minutes before kickoff. Nah, I'll be there at least 15 minutes before. So Jim will act as the new Grinch in the new movie. It looks a little bit like him, actually. Duke over Zane every day. If they can get Casemiro off the books, they deserve Executives of the Year. That's why it won't happen. Yeah, fair enough. Well, we certainly do need to try and do something, though, in regards to Cassie. As much as I like him and did like him and he was good the first season, now he's just a drain on resources and he doesn't even really feature much in Amorim's midfield and won't do whenever, other players are fit and available. Canada's better than Mexico at the moment. Mate, that's crazy, isn't it, Urbano, lad? You start Tom Heaton over Onana all day. I like your style, Mr. Potus. I would too. I think Onana's a liability. And he's in a bad confidence place right now as well. Who wants to pay £4,200 per week for an average player as Rashford? 425. Yeah, no, true. I couldn't agree more with you, Rodrigo. Difficult to sell. We should bring Vitek back from loan in January. Yeah, exactly there, Danny B. What is that all about? He looked good in pre-season. Colin says, best in class, how come we're saddled with INEOS? Oh, man. Careful what you wish for, isn't it? It's a case of careful what you wish for. I mean, the alternative was we ended up with the Qatari ownership and, you know, they would have probably given us everything we desired. That's the reality. It's sad. This is why we were all sort of kind of hoping for that Qatari dream money investment coming in here, because we knew that Ratcliffe just a little bit skint, mate. He seems just a little bit skint. Tell every interested club. I mean, would he really be robbing 50 quid off stewards and 40k a year off foundations and things like that if he wasn't skint? The guy's skint, mate. Yeah, exactly. Qatar would have been the better owners of United. Yeah, maybe Gregory. Probably in a lot of ways, but as I was saying, I do like the fact that we have British ownership. I do like the fact that he's a Salford lad. But what I don't like is taking from the lower people in the football club, or the small people in the football club, and then not the top problems, you know, in terms of the players and things like that who are actually costing all the money in the world. It's gash. Anyone else would play Evans and Harry Amos over Martinez and Dello. Yeah, fair enough, lad. Good shout. Best in class, how come we have got these shite idiots called INEOS? True, Colin, true. I mean, they haven't been here that long, right? But if you look at those facts and points that we discussed earlier, they are having an absolute mare. Canadian football. Who's the best Canadian team? Is it the Toronto? Who's that? There's a couple that play in the MLS, right? I'm not talking about the international team here, obviously. Who's the best Canadian team in terms of... There's a couple that play in the MLS, right? Canadian football is not very good, is it? Let's be honest. No, is it Toronto? What's the team in Toronto called, guys? Toronto something. They play in the MLS, don't they? Yeah. That's about their whole representation in terms of the international stage there of Canadian football teams. Maple Syrup FC. Oh, Toronto FC. Yeah. Toronto Argos. Oh, yeah, Vancouver Whitecaps. Yeah, that's it. And the Vancouver Whitecaps. Yeah, nice. So they got a couple of teams there in a proper league. Yeah, fair play. They're kind of like the Cardiff City and the Swansea City of the MLS. You know? Just like, you feel sorry for them, you got to let them in. You know? Sorry, I've seen Vancouver Whitecaps as well. Yeah. Hey, Splits, thank you for subscribing to the channel there. Appreciate that, you absolute legend. Get in, you beauty. Rodrigo says it's depressing when Newcastle's the obvious favourite against United. Yeah, something doesn't sit right about that, does it? It's disgusting, in fact, mate. In what world should Newcastle United be a favourite at Old Trafford going into a game? Yeah, the Whitecaps as well, yeah. We got Austin FC. United belong in the MLS. Montreal FC, but that's French. Oh, right, yeah. Good shout, Mr. 23 million. Is he Alan Mawson? Oh, wowzers, lad. You are INEOS. Hey, so Ryan, thanks for your comment here. I think we should go for Cunha. Mateus Cunha, yes, I do. If you're talking about, like, bollocks, if you're talking about match-winning ability and just class, he does look really good. And plus, I was saying that Manchester United, we're not in the situation where we can go and sign players from rival, or I was going to say rival then, not rival, but players from top European sides, because we're not a top European side right now, so I can't say rivals. But we can't sign players who are Champions League standard players right now, or playing for Champions League standard teams, I mean. We have to sign players from lesser teams like Wolves to try and sign their best player, etc. And I think that's exactly what we should try and do. Somebody like that, absolutely. I'd go and get Guillermo as well from Sporting. And, yeah, kind of those sorts of signings make a lot of sense right now. Good shout there, Ryan G. Thank you very much for your comment. My prediction for tomorrow? Pain. Yeah, I do think it's going to be a tough day at the office, mate. I'm going for 2 or 3-1 to the Geordies, sadly. Beats the shit out of the rest of the North America. FCL Montreal. Did you know Ronaldo's coming back to Man United? Oh, yeah. He's taken over from Doris the Tea Lady, isn't he, mate? Need to beat the walking barcodes. Although he did say, obviously, he's interested in owning a football club. And you know, I would love it. Oh, I would love it, Reggie Shelton, if Cristiano Ronaldo actually did get a consortium together and buy United. I mean, because honestly, he loves the football club. He's got passion for the football club. He's not going to be happy with how it ended last time. But that's because he was disgusted with how the football club was run, really. He said it himself in that interview. So I'm sure he's not lost his love for Manchester United. And if there was an opportunity there, look, I'd be happy with it, 100%. Yeah, Berber says Ronaldo, Jose Ragnick. Yeah, exactly. Martin says, do you prefer if we lose, Pig? No. No, Martin, obviously not. I wanted to see us win games. I mean, are you like K-Cadet? K-Cadet was in here earlier saying that he hopes he sees us relegated. And I think that's all well and good if it guaranteed the Glazers going. But it doesn't. It doesn't guarantee that at all. And in fact, I think they'd stay just to make sure that they can try and sell it while the product is at a better place. So, yeah, no, I don't think so. Which do you think is more likely, us sneaking into the top 4 or getting relegated? Do you think either is possible? I think the most likely is probably a relegation battle, actually. Yeah, I think that's probably the most likely. Yeah. I don't think either's going to happen, though, to be fair. No. We probably won't get into a European spot now based on what's going on and where we're at. And we're not going to get relegated. We're too big of a club with too many star players in there. Yes, okay. It's about the team. But really, you know, we should be able to just absolutely peter out. You should be able to put Mickey Mouse in charge of that set of players and they should still be able to avoid relegation. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a problem in that sense. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think either happens, actually, sadly, no. MUFC Realist getting in, my son says, signing off with a joke. If Rashford quits football and starts a career as a rap star, what would his debut single be called? 50 Shots in Belfast? Oh, I missed the bus. LOL, good night. Good shout there, lad. Good shout there, lad. What would it be called? I think it'd be called Feed the World or Feed the Children. You know, I don't know, mate. Good question. Is it a Christmas song? Quality stuff there, lad. Thank you very much. Have a great night, lad. Get in there, Raw. Thanks for your super chats, dude. 7-inch Destroyer, aka 1-inch Destroyer, says INEOS out, Rashford out, Amorim out, Qatar in. Well, I was kind of with you up until a point there. But look, Amorim's only just got in here. It's foolish to even think there's any sort of responsibility that seriously lies with him. Exactly, Prandy. Exactly, Prandy. Why blame Amorim? It's crazy. I'm not even going to start judging Amorim. We could lose every game and get relegated this season. I'm not even going to start judging Amorim until next season. Till he's had time to shape the squad, time to turn things around, get rid of underperformers and bad attitude people and bring in new people. Yeah, exactly. It would be called PR Merchant. That's unbelievable, isn't it, Frank? Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Peter, get in there, lad. If Ronnie got rid of them Glazers, I'll be buzzing, mate. Hey, good night there, Solly Griffin. Thanks for getting involved here, by the way. By the way, folks, we're not done there yet. Crikey, is that the time? Oh, shit. People on my FIFA channel are going to be shitting a brick. Right, we've got on here a bit late. I'm going over and doing a cheeky little FIFA stream, guys, now. Goodness me, how long has this stream been? It feels like it's been about 45 minutes. It's been an hour. Oh, my goodness me. That's insane. Right, everyone, we've got 220 likes, 379 people watching. We can do better than that, my friends. Bacon Brigade, assemble. Give us a big like at the end of this stream here. Smash that like button on it. We're going over to the gaming channel now. FC25 stream. Let me pin it to the top of the chat. Here's the link. Come over. We're going to start in about 5 minutes time. We'll be over on the gaming channel. Go subscribe there to Flying Pig Gaming at the top of the live chat there. Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. If you're not already, we'll be starting a stream over there in 5 minutes. Come and talk to us. You can continue the chat about United or anything else. But big up to the legends in the chat. Thanks to the moderators as always. Thank you to the members in green. Thank you to all the super chatters getting in there raw. Big up all the chatters. 123, J-Dub, Simon, Ryan, Paul, Jonathan, Pro Gamer, Fleshen, Jeff, Melissa, you legend, Jonas, Austin, Gregory, Dan Humble, Let's Go Z41 Natix, Kingslayer, MEFC Realist, JT, Paul Warby, Paul S, DJ Superfly Guy, Melissa Smith, Chappie, Tactical Devils, you legend as well, get in there, my son. Z41, Jonathan Minoda, Simon, Ed's Music, Ryan Allen Mawson, Gregory Burke, Subsler, Jeff Madrak. Look, come back after this stream finished, get your thoughts in there about anything we discussed, the game tomorrow, INEOS, Rashford, all that stuff. Come back after and get your thoughts in, but also go over to the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. Here's the link in the chat again, and I'll be along in 5 minutes time. Piggy loves you. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch and Kick at Flying Pig United, and I'll see you on the gaming channel in a minute. You're a set of legends. Come back and have your say shortly, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Come on, United. Starting obviously about half an hour before the game tomorrow, doing a watch along on the channel in the evening. See you then. Oh, phlegm. Right, Piggy loves you guys, and remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.